A question that a lot of customers ask me is, what is a perennial and how long do they live for? It's very hard for me to actually gauge that because it depends on the person's garden and it depends on the conditions the plants are grown in. What do you think, Brian?
Well, perennial, as we know, Clem, is defined as a plant that's going to live for more than 2 years. Now, they distinguish themselves in that regard from biennials, which will live for 2 years, or an annual, which will live for 1 year. A perennial will live for more than 2 years.
Okay.
Now, there's a popular misconception out there that perennials are only herbaceous plants.
That's right.
Perennials can also be woody plants. They can be trees or shrubs. There's also this idea that perennials appear in spring, summer, and disappear again in the winter.
Yeah.
We have some examples in front of us that buck that trend, that contradict that notion. For example, the heuchera, which is an evergreen herbaceous perennial, the hellebore, which is the winter rose, which will flower over winter, and the perennial wallflower, which will produce flower for 9 months of the year. We've also included the pieris here, the forest flame, which is a shrub, which by definition lives for more than 2 years and is therefore a perennial.
That's right.
How long any of these plants will live, it's impossible to gauge. It's going to depend on environmental conditions, soil type, the general care that they get.
That's right.
It's down to a multiple array of factors.